Hey guys, it is Bookshelf Banter, and I'm Callie,
And I'm Kelly.
and we are at BEA. Actually,
It's
BEA
over.
ended yesterday. Tier, right there.
Free books.
Free books.
Done.
Can I tell everyone we had 9 boxes
No,
full?
you had 9.
I had
And
9.
I had 5. So 14 between the two of us.
14 boxes. So we are going to be having lots of contests this summer to give away free books. We're also going to have lots of reviews.
Lots.
Children, middle age, YA, young adult, and also adult books. So be on the lookout for those. Today we're actually going to, I should say tonight,
Tonight.
we are officially just covered in New York City grime.
Like sweat.
It's like good grime, though, right?
Um.
It's good grime because I don't have it every day, and it happens once a year when I'm at the BEA, and I'm okay with it.
I don't think it's good grime. I don't think sweat dripping down your back and your pants sticking to your legs is ever a good grime.
Well, we
Yeah.
had fun. We had fun.
We did have fun.
Walked all over the city, and we decided we would end our whole trip with our first children's review, book review, and we're gonna do it on video. Sometimes Kelly will write them. Sometimes she'll do a video. Sometimes I'll do a rebuttal video. This is gonna probably be a once in a blue moon kind of video where we're together. And Crystal and Stephanie may decide to throw their 2 cents every now and then into the ring or hat, whatever you throw
Whichever.
your cents into. And so our first book, I'm gonna let you present it, Kelly.
Okay. Drum roll.
I know, right?
It is part of the Fuji Mini Adventure series. It is called Red Penguin and the Missing Sushi. And it is a Mom's Choice Award winner, which, is kind of a big deal
Yeah.
in children's and middle grade books. So the book is written by Eileen Wacker, and it is illustrated by Alan M. Lowe. So again, there's the cover.
It looks like fun. It sounds like fun. We both like sushi, but our families don't like sushi.
Well, my kids do. My 9-year-old, it's his favorite food. But my 7-year-old,
How?
no. But my 3-year-old will.
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know how she does it, but I will
Force
say,
feed.
yeah, I was gonna say mine don't do it. My husband doesn't eat it, so I actually reserved this book so that we could talk about sushi in my house because I thought if we talked about it, they might want to actually eat it.
Yeah. And one of the beautiful things about this publisher, which is called Once Kids, and you can even go to their website. It's www.oncekids.com. They have games and stuff to play with
Yeah,
it.
that
and
are
all
associated with
sorts.
the book. Yes.
But it specializes in Asian-inspired children's stories. So that's kind of a neat thing that they do.
Teach your kids about other cultures.
Yeah, about the Asian.
This
Culture.
one's about sushi, so
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say, we both read the book so that we could both be honest and let you know exactly how we feel about the book. And to start out, I have a 5 and an 8-year-old.
And I have 9, 7, and 3-year-olds.
Okay, so this is our reviews are going to be based on how we would read it and who we would read it to, and if we would read it at all. So, Kelly, how about you?
Right. Okay, so this is definitely a book for 4 to 8-year-olds, but I would say on the younger side. I would say my 9-year-old and probably my 7-year-old would listen to it, but he wouldn't ask for it again. But my 3-year-old might ask for it again.
My 5-year-old would like it and think it would be cool because some of the characters are fun. You've got bunnies, hamsters, penguins, whales,
Pandas, dolphins.
So my 5-year-old would like it. My 8-year-old, she might read it if she could test on it for AR at school, which I know a lot of you moms deal with, and I'm not sure if it's an AR book, but I don't know that she would ask to read the book again. But I would like to say on that note that she would ask to go online.
Yes. Now, my
she
7-year-old would want to do that.
She would want to go and play the games and see the characters online. And she might even ask to read another story or to color a coloring sheet if they have that online. But I'm not sure that this would be on her favorite book list.
Right. And there are several books in the Fujimini series.
Right.
But they don't go in order like the series we read in YA or adult or sometimes middle grade. The other titles that you might find in it are Green Hamster and the Quest for Fun, Silent Samurai and the Magnificent Rescue, and Pink Hamster and the Birthday Surprise. So there's, several books in the series. If you like the characters, you can go after.
Right.
So,
and my son would love to read about a samurai.
Yeah, mine too. Anything ninja, samurai.
So as far as positives and negatives, I like to try and equal them out. Positive, the graphics or the actual illustrations are fun and they actually help tell the story. So, for instance, if my daughter who is reading the books is stuck on a word or is not sure what a word means, which, by the way, the vocabulary I thought was actually extraordinary. One of the words used in the book is torrent, and I actually used that as a sophomore vocabulary word in my high school English class. So my 8-year-old's learning about what the word torrent means because not only is the word in the actual dialogue, but it's also illustrated very well. But then a negative is that none of the characters have specific names. They're all named by what animal they are and what color they are, which is fine because it's learning colors and animals, but it's not really connecting my child with a specific character and making them feel like they know the character. And,
right.
And that's where I think the disconnect might happen as far as her wanting to have this book as a favorite book. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it would help to have some names.
Right.
A positive for me is that they talk about the Moon Festival. They talk about dim sum. There's very specific things to the Asian culture. So I think this could be a cool introduction if your family were going to make this kind of an adventure where we're going to get online and we're going to look up dim sum. Maybe we're going to go to a Chinese restaurant and try dim sum. Maybe we want to know more about the Moon Festival. And so this would be a really good introduction to that. I like that kind of stuff. Maybe you're going to go to the zoo if they have pandas and look at all the animals. It could be fun that way if you want to do something themey with your family. But my negative is that the story is a little disjointed. It kind of jumps from this plot to this plot to this plot without a smooth transition in each of it. And for me, a really, really fantastic children's story is the same thing as when we read YA or adult books. It's seamless and you can't get enough. For me, I was catching myself going, oh, wait, what just happened there? Why are we talking about that? It was like we had 3 or 4 different messages we wanted to get into one book instead of realizing we could write another book and have another message.
Right.
And I got really confused on Blue Dolphin and Blue Whale.
She almost
And I'm 35.
Yeah.
So if I get confused, wait a minute, why did Brown Hamster just speak to the Blue Dolphin? And then I thought he spoke to the Blue Dolphin again, but it was the Blue Whale. That was confusing to me. I think having names or something would help a little with that.
Right. But on that note, I would like to mention that the messages Kelly's talking about are and include communication, which is key.
Mm-hmm.
It does talk about there's miscommunication, so it's something you could use as a tool to help your children understand that communication is important. It also touches on bragging and boasting and being a boastful, individual. In this case, a penguin, because we all are very boastful, proud penguins.
Right. It touches on how it takes a team to do something about, the hamsters don't want to make the salad because it's not as exciting as sushi.
Right.
And,
but then it also
takes a team.
Yeah, it takes a team. And then they also talk about at the kind of towards the end, there's a point where one of the characters loses his temper and yells. Mm-hmm. And they say there's no yelling on the island. And I kind of like that because that's something that you might have as a rule in your home. Nobody yells in the house. And so I kind of enjoyed that there were a lot of messages that were good messages. I just wish that they would have focused in and honed in on one.
Yeah, just made it smoother throughout. about it, I think
Right.
would have helped a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll read it. I'm gonna read it to my kids when we get home. It's not something that I'm like, put it down. It's not. I mean, you know, it got Mom's Choice Award for a reason. They don't give that to everybody. But it's not gonna be a Simon family
Favorite.
We reread it every bedtime. Now, maybe my boys will surprise me.
Right.
And I'll have to do that because you never know with your kids.
And we'll let you know if they do.
You never know with your kids what they get attached to.
And
but
honestly, yeah, in my house, we'll probably read it. I'll probably read it more than once because I want to touch on the different topics at different times.
Right.
It's something that I feel like if I reread it, and that's something that's kind of neat about a book, to read it once and get one message out of it, and read it again and get a different message. And that might be where the author's coming from with this, but
might be.
I like the idea of that and being able to read it more than once to teach, more than once.
Yeah. So I'm excited to get to introduce you to a new publisher. Because they're not a very big one. You'll hear, sometimes the same publishers over and over. But this one is kind of a smaller publisher, and so that's kind of fun that you are being introduced to something new and smaller that you may not have picked up if you were just strolling through one of the big bookstores or even an indie bookstore. So
right. So check it out, and hopefully you're enjoying the review, and we haven't bored you to tears. And you'll find something fun for your family to read together.
Go read.
All right.
Go read.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.